What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com. And in the last Dynasty video, we took on South Carolina in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, and we ended up winning 31-17. As you could tell by the box score, the fourth quarter is what really helped us in the end. And we finished the season 10-3 on a 4-game win streak, and we finished in the top 25 at 23rd in the country. That's really cool. So you know what this means? Off-season recruiting, off-season in general. It's always fun in this game. Now, before we do any of that, we need to check out our roster. I've already taken down some notes on what we need, so let's go ahead and look at some of that. First of all, let's look at the total number. We got 69 players on the roster. 19 are leaving. That gets you down to 50. We've got 3 commitments, so that gives us 17 spots to fill. Now, according to my notes, I've added up all the numbers, and it came out to roughly 18, which is right spot on, which I find quite funny. So let's look at each position really quickly and see what we need. We'll start off with quarterback. I have that we need 1. Of course, Gates is coming back. He's going to be our starter for as long as he stays here. Schneider is gone. Dukes is gone. I would like to pick up 1 more quarterback because it is a big drop-off from Gates to the next guy. Like, it's just a humongous drop-off. So if I can find 1 more really good quarterback, I can redshirt him. That could be a 2-year difference between him and Gates. That would be the ideal situation. You go to halfback. I have written down as I would like to get 1 more. Of course, Horton had a really good freshman season. Drummer is a junior. Hopefully he doesn't want to transfer out or leave early to go to the pros. Nothing like that. If both of these 2 guys come back, that would be great for our backfield next season. But it's a bit of a drop-off once you get behind Drummer. You got Brooks, a true freshman, and a redshirt freshman, a Boyette. So if I could find 1 more halfback, that would be great. You go to fullback. Tim Ball was our starter all season, mainly because of his speed. He got to score a few times. He had 8 total touchdowns last year, which is cool. And we got a senior and another senior. So according to my notes, I would like to probably get a couple. One of them can redshirt. The other one can back up Ball next season. You go to wide receiver. I just have a star putting down for my notes. We need really good bodies here. As you can tell, we're not all that good. Our best player is an 80 overall, and he's leaving. Then we got a junior, Jamar Wright, who I thought who had a pretty good season, 80 overall. Hopefully he will be back next year. But it's, again, there's just not much behind him. Now, Mike Buttles, he's the JUCO kid we picked up last season. I thought he'd done a really good job for the 1 spots or 2 that we was able to put him in, especially in the slot. So that kind of changed my mind just a little bit in terms of the JUCOs. But if we didn't have him, we'd have been really hurting last year. But after that, there's just not a whole lot there. So I'd like to pick up 2 to 3. That would be incredible. Tight end, this is a huge need for us. We got 1 senior, Ben Patrick. He's gone. Wade definitely is coming back. He's a true freshman. But we need more tight ends. I do not have to have speedy tight ends. I can get pure blockers. I need just bodies here. Good bodies if I can find it. How about 5 or 6 Rob Gankowskis? That'd be great. But we need a couple more bodies because, as you know, half of our playbook is just like 2 tight end sets. So we need some bodies here for sure. So I got written down at least 2. You go to tackle. I have, this is technically our weakest position. If you kind of look at the overall there, I have it written out as we need at least a couple here. Our best tackle is gone. Warren, true freshman, I thought he done a fine job at right tackle last year, but if we could find somebody better to fill those spots, by all means, we're going to get him. Because it is just a big drop-off. I mean, we got guys in the 50s. So if we over-recruit, go over 70, there's a good chance one of these guys will be gone. Guard, same difference, and we got a senior, 87. He's our best lineman, but he's gone, and it's a huge drop-off behind him. So we need some bodies in the worst way. Now, we did pick up 1 commitment, a guard, in the regular season. That's going to help, but I wouldn't mind getting maybe 1 more. Center, we got a commitment from a center in the regular season, and we got several bodies here. So I probably won't recruit a center unless he's like some 5-star that just really wants to come here. Defensive end, you know how I like to use my defensive ends in the 4-3. I like to convert really big linebackers to move down to this spot. They tend to do a whole lot better job than natural defensive ends. You see here we got 6 guys listed. 3 are seniors, so we only going to have 3 coming back. We got this redshirt freshman, and I'm not going to pronounce his name. Then you got Bailey. Both of them will more than likely start next season unless somebody comes through somewhere. But again, we're talking about kids in the 70s. We need better players here. Defensive tackle, we're kind of okay here, but I'd still want to pick up a couple. We're losing 3, but we got 2 freshmen and a sophomore. They're going to be starters here for the next couple of seasons. But we need more bodies because it's a huge drop-off once you get past this kid. So I have down written in my notes that we need at least 2. You go to linebacker, outside linebacker specifically. We're kind of okay, but I would like to find better players. Now, we did get our 3rd commitment in the regular season from an outside linebacker. We don't know how good he is, to be honest. He's probably in the low to mid-70s if I had to guess. McCoy had an amazing freshman season, but it's a bit of a drop-off. We got a redshirt freshman in Thornton, and a 72 and a 68. I would like to maybe get one more. We'll just kind of see what happens. And usually, a middle linebacker is where I have the best luck finding the really big linebackers that can convert to defensive end. And speaking of middle linebackers, I would like to get at least 2 here. I know we're only losing 1, and I only play 1 middle linebacker at a time. But we need future defensive ends down the road somewhere. Like this kid right here would be a perfect defensive end next season. The problem is he's a senior. He's leaving. You go to corner. I want some help here. We need it. We got 6 guys listed. 2 of them are seniors. Unfortunately, one of them is our best player, John Talley. We're going to miss him deeply. But the biggest problem we have is every one of these kids are really short. You know me. I like to have super tall corners. So it is vital if we could pick up 2 tall corners in the offseason. You go to free safety. We're kind of okay here. We got 1 guy leaving. Of course, Joe Allen started all last season. It'll be his spot to lose unless somebody else comes in. And then we got another freshman that we redshirted that'll be behind him. We don't really need another guy, but if we can find one, that's fine because it's a bit of a drop-off. But we only really need 2 at the most. Strong safety, we're kind of okay here as well. This is maybe one of the few positions where we don't really need anybody. We got all 3 guys coming back. Davis, Darko, and then you got Gallagher. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of loving here in the offseason, but we'll see what happens. Then you got kicker. We got 2 guys coming back, a junior and a freshman. Unless we can find one with like amazing accuracy, like a big 5-star stud that's just dying to come here, I'm going to leave these 2 as is. And a punter, we got a true freshman. I doubt I could do any better than him. Of course, we've seen that it's possible. Last Dynasty in Hawaii, I had like arguably the best punter I've ever recruited in my life. 5-star punter. He was incredible. If we can find one of those, hey, I'll gladly pick one up. So having said all that, we need about 16 to 17 players now, or 16 to 20 is about my range. Before we head into the offseason, let's go to program standards. We are in amazing shape here. That bar is down next to nothing. Because of that, I may drop our discipline down to like around 20 because we need all the points we can get for recruiting. Having said all that, let's head into the official offseason. Let's go to play week, and I want to advance to the offseason. Let's check out school budgets. As you can see here, this is what we went with last season. I'm going to drop discipline down to 20. Now, watch our luck. We'll get a bunch of guys in trouble next year. I doubt that will happen, but I'm going to use those 5 points up here. 10-win season gives you a lot of points, along with a bunch of points spent for recruiting. Should give us enough points to really get the bodies we need, because I would love to have around 20. All right, let's head into cutting players or players leaving. So this is good news. We don't have anybody transferring out. We don't have anybody wanting to leave early. So we really know what our range is, about 16 to 20 players for this next recruiting class. So let's head into recruiting. Well, this is a pleasant surprise. We have a free safety from Penn State that wants to come to Duke. Now, according to my notes, I have that I wouldn't mind getting one. And this may be the guy we're going to get. Now, of course, he can't play next year, but still, that fills a need for us. So we're definitely going to accept it. Unfortunately, you can't tell what he's good at. I can't look at his stats or anything. Oh, yeah, I can. Here it is. Good deal. All right. So he's an 80 overall free safety, 6'5", 200 pounds, 90 speed. That means we're going to have 3 years with him because we're going to get to redshirt him, if I'm not mistaken. No, maybe just 2 years. He'll probably, no, I may get 3. Either way, I may have messed that up. It doesn't matter. This kid can be a definite starter for us next season, or this 2 seasons from now. Ashley Brown, awesome pickup. So as you can imagine, we will definitely accept that admission. Okay, it is time to recruit. Now, before I get into that, I want to look at this map, see where our pipeline states are at. It looks like Maryland is still a pipeline for us. We can leave it as such. Of course, North Carolina is. We have officially made Tennessee a pipeline. That's good. I got to keep Georgia as one. There's a lot of talent there. Of course, we got to keep Florida as one. I wouldn't mind getting kids from South Carolina just because it's so close. Even Virginia, so we're going to keep an eye on those two states. I also wanted to keep Kentucky as a pipeline or try to turn it into one. If you remember last season, we picked up 3 guys from Kentucky. And it looks like we still have Texas as a pipeline. I might as well keep it as such, but I don't want to prioritize it over some of these other ones. We'll just see how that goes. Okay, let's go to interested prospects. And look at there. That's what happens when you are now a 4-star program, you win a ton of ball games, and you are in a Power 5 league. You got a bunch of players wanting to come to your school. Good ones. Bunch of 4 stars. Look at all these 5-star kids. Look at all these middle linebackers. You know, some of these guys may be able to play some defensive end for us down the road. Like this kid right here, Joey Walker. I can see him in a 3-point stance at one point. So where's a good place to start? How about let's just start off with athletes. I still want to keep it local. It's just a little bit cheaper for us. There are 4 3-star kids and 3 3-stars. So let's just go each one. Here's a kid out of Georgia, Rudy Miranda. I'm going to scout him, and that's normally when I do this first week. I always scout, trying to scout as many as I can. That way we can get that out of the way and head into some real recruiting later on. So I would love to have this kid. John Red, a kid out of Gatesville, Texas. Let's go ahead and scout him. 4.22 on the 40 time. A+ hands. He may be a wide receiver of some sort. This kid right here, we can go back and look at him. A+ awareness. I don't know if he's a running back, but look at his size. 246 pounds. Jeez, I want him. Both of them. And we got a kid out of California. I'm not going to go after. Now, one thing I did forget to mention, I'm still going to stick with my one stipulation. I want smart players. Usually, I'm going to try to keep it A- and above, maybe B+. But we got a field awareness of A+ for this kid and a field awareness of A- for this one. So again, we're Duke. I want to bring in smart kids. Let's look at these 3-star kids. One out of New York, Canada, and Texas. Let's scout the Texas kid. This kid may be able to play somewhere. Who knows? I wouldn't mind taking him, though. You always take a chance on these athletes. But that's as far as we're going to go, is the 3 stars for those. Okay, let's go to quarterback. There's one quarterback that is interested. We can at least check him out. And look at that. He is a pocket passer. He's not very big, but he's got a really good arm. Arm strength at an A+, pass accuracy at A-. You better believe it. He would fit our program quite nicely. So he would be the one that I'd probably put the scholarship on. So with that being said, I'm going to wait on that one. I'd rather wait to do the scholarships towards the end. But we're going to scout him for sure. Let's look at halfback. Guess what? Here's a big old 5-star halfback that wants to... that is at least interested. Let's scout him. A B, 4.37. The only reason I scouted him just because he's the #1 running back in the country. Let's look at some other ones. We got a 4-star kid out of Florida. I'd probably rather have this kid. I'm sure he's not as good as this one, but I'd rather have him. He's a part of our pipeline. Here's a kid out of Canada. I'm not going to scout. A kid out of New Hampshire, and that may be as far as I go. I really don't want to go after any of these 3-star kids unless I got to feel a need for a pipeline. Like, here's a kid out of Virginia. I wouldn't mind turning it to a pipeline. 4.48 C+ awareness. I can't go after him. So what I may end up doing is we may end up going back. I don't want to spend too many scholarships or we'll run out of them towards the end. So I'm not going to put any on them yet. But this 40 kid I would love to get, so I'll remember that when we come back around, if needed. Fullback. Here's where I don't mind going after some 3 stars. Let's just look. Mississippi, I'm going to skip him. Here's a South Carolina kid. Let's look at him. This would be a stretch. This is the guy that I would get. He's a B awareness. That's good enough. I mean, I could find a way to sneak him in, if you know what I'm saying. But this would be the one I'd go after. Look at his speed. He fits what we're trying to do. Kid out of another Mississippi kid, Arizona, Tennessee kid. Let's look at him. Another B. South Carolina. Let's look at him. This kid is pure blocker. I don't know if I'd take him. And that is it. Now we're getting down to the 2-star kids. So I'll keep that in mind when we come back around if needed. This is a problem. For whatever reason, we don't have any wide receivers wanting to come, and that's probably because we don't have any spots to fill. Interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know what we'll do about that. We may have to go the athlete route for this. Tight end. This is kind of worrisome. We only got one tight end that's interested. He's out of Michigan, and he's not even smart. And look how tall he is, though, 6'10". I'm not going to go after him, though. Tackle, only one kid. Out of Knoxville, Kenneth Wright. 6'8", 323. Yes, A+, yes, yes, yes. I'm going to go ahead and just put a scholarship on him. Let's just go ahead and do that. Let's just save ourselves a little bit of time. Let's go back. I should have done this earlier. This kid out of Georgia, I'm going to go ahead and put a scholarship on him. We'll just keep it at program prestige. Kid out of Texas, I want him as well. This Texas kid, I want to put a scholarship on him. Okay, this one quarterback right here, I'm going to put a scholarship on him. Again, I'll just do it all at program prestige because if you just scout, it pretty much acts as a program prestige pitch. So we'll just leave it there. Halfback, the one that I was interested in was this Kennedy or Washington kid. 4.52 A-. Did we scout somebody else? Kid out of Virginia. 4.48. 370. Oh, yeah, he's not smart enough. This kid is. This would be the one I'd go after. If I could have my druthers, I'd go after him. Fullback. This is the one I want. Let's go ahead and put a scholarship on him. We scouted this kid out of Tennessee. I'm going to write his name down because I'm not ready to put a scholarship on him yet. But I did say I needed two. So let's go ahead and put one on him. How about that? That's good enough. I don't need the fastest fullbacks, but I do need another body. I'm just going to mark that out. We'll just go ahead and put a scholarship on him. So how many scholarships do we have left? Can I go back and look? Oh, there we go. We got 13 left and we're just at fullback. Wide receiver, tight end, no. This tackle, we're going to put a scholarship on him. Guard, looks like that's it for guard. There's not much else we can do here. Center. North Carolina, we don't need a center. We're kind of good here, as you can tell by our center situation. We got 3. We got 1 coming in. We're fine. Defensive ends. Now, yes, you can find a defensive end that can fit naturally what you're trying to do. But it's tough. Let's look at some of these. Here's a kid out of Washington. He looks humongous. Like, he would probably fit well, but that's all the way across the country. I don't need him that badly. Virginia, I want to scout this kid just in case. C+, I can't do it. Texas, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm not going to bother with these until I got extra points to fill. Let's go to defensive tackle. We need some big dudes. Like, here's a JUCO kid out of Oklahoma. Here's a kid that we want right here. I don't even have to really scout. B, that's good enough for me. Jeff Chavis, local kid, 6'3". Biggest thing is 311 pounds. He's got the size. So I'm going to put one on him. Kid out of Kentucky, 6'4", 300. A B, I'm okay with that. We'll put one on him. Virginia kid, let's look at this kid. 460, 620, 490. I could go after, let's go after this kid instead. I'm going to just withdraw this kid's offer. And we're going to go to this kid. I want this kid out of Virginia. He really wants to come here. I think we got a good chance of getting him. Louisiana, Ohio. Now we're getting to 3-star kids we don't really need. Outside linebacker, let's look at these. Here's a kid out of Texas. C+, I'm not going to do it. Kid out of Florida. B, that's good enough. 6'4", 213. I don't mind putting a scholarship on him. Then we got a couple Texas kids. Outside linebacker is not the biggest need for us. I'm going to keep on going because now we're down to 10 scholarships. Okay, middle linebackers. Kid out of Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Texas, North Carolina, another JUCO kid. Alabama, Louisiana. A lot of these kids are not from the states we want them from, but 6'3", 237. Sophomore. Let's go ahead and scout him. 4.52, A+. At least he's smart. I don't mind bringing him in. He could be a defensive end for us for a couple seasons. So I don't mind putting a scholarship on him. Junior, I don't need one that badly. I'm looking for like this kid right here in Louisiana. Let's scout him. This kid fits exactly what I want as a defensive end. A+ awareness. I know he's not one of our pipelines, but that's not that big of a deal. Pennsylvania, 6'7", 220. 471. 6'1", 249. South Carolina kid. We're already down to 89 points. Let's go back to this very top one. 6'2", 230. 6'3", 218. Because if you go back to returning players, I already have a guy who's going to start for us for a while now. We already have Mason. He's going to be our starter for the next 3 seasons. So I don't need another starter. I need future defensive ends and maybe a future starter somewhere down the road. So let's go back to interested player prospects again. Let's go back to middle linebacker. And I'm kind of okay with the ones we're going after at the moment. The rest of these, I'm just, oh, you know, they're just fine. Unless we can find a true freshman that fits in one of our pipelines, then that's who I'd go after. I'm not really seeing it outside of this kid right here that I would love to turn into a pipeline. He could be our last one. Another Buttles, but South Carolina, I want to turn her to a pipeline. So let's go ahead, put a scholarship on him. How many points we got? We got 7 scholarships left. Look at all these corners. Let's find a really tall corner. Perfect example. Alton Gunn, an amazing name, Alton Gunn. Look at that. He's smart, he's amazingly fast, and he's got the height. Yes. Let's put a scholarship on him now. North Carolina, 5'11", 5'11", 6, 6'1". Here's a 6'1" out of Indiana. Gary, Indiana. If anybody can answer to who is from Gary, Indiana, I won't give you anything, but it'd be cool if you knew who that was. Okay, 6'2", JUCO, Maryland kid. We may need him just for like immediate, you know, purposes, and he's a pipeline kid. He's smart, he's tall. I'll go ahead and put one on him. Now we're getting down to the 3-star kids. Unless we can find somebody like this kid right here. 6'5". I think I'm okay with that. We got 1, 2. We may need to go after another one later, but we can do that at another time. We are good at free safety. We got 2 back. We got 1 that's transferring in. If I'm not mistaken, yes, we accepted that. So we're okay there. But if we can, I mean, I don't know. I mean, look at these kids. Some of these guys are like, look really talented. Let's go ahead. How many points? Like, I got 61 points left. Let me just look at these other positions. We're okay at strong safety. We don't really need another body here. We got 3. 1, 2 of them are seniors, though. Kicker, no punters. So let's, okay. Let's look at these free safeties. Let's look at this kid out of Louisiana. I mean, this kid's like the real deal. 4.24. Kid out of Texas, 4.52. I'm not even going to scout him. I love his height, though. I wonder if he's fast. Let's go ahead and do it. Yeah, he's too slow for me. 4.31 out of Texas. 4.43. Yeah, I'd probably go after him. Here's a kid out of Tennessee. 6'3", 218. B, that'd be good enough. I'd probably put one on him. But if you go back to our roster, I want to look at that. Brown. So we're kind of fine here. So I'm probably wasting my time going after some of these. So we'll just go back and let's look at that strong safety. Kid out of Georgia. Yes. 4.37, 6'2", A. That's an ideal pick up for us. I don't mind putting one on him. How many spots we got left? We got 4. Kicker. Okay, we're going to leave those 4 spots open. We've given out all the scholarships. I've scouted everybody that I want to scout personally. So what we're going to do is spend the rest of these points maxing out some kids. Like, for example, this middle linebacker. We can do 12 for him. We can do 12 for this kid. We can back out and maybe do something like this. Do something like this. We're down to 1 point. This may be kind of tough to get. We can find it from somebody. It'll have to be a local kid. Something like this. There we go. So we've maxed out all of our points. So we have given a bunch of scholarships to a bunch of kids. We may luck out and end up getting a couple commitments. That would be great. So we're going to head into week 2. That's when the things really get fun. So let's see what happens. So as expected, we didn't pick up any commitments in week 1. We usually don't. So that's okay. So let's head in to our current targets and see what we're dealing with here. We are at the top spot for Joey Walker, middle linebacker, JUCO kid. We just don't know what he likes. Let's just go ahead and do the next most popular pitch, and we'll just go with Coach Prestige until we find out what he likes. Perfect example, corner, Alton Gunn. This kid will start from day 1. We're going to go ahead and put, we'll do 12 on him for now until we can boost it later. There we go. Strong safety, program prestige. We're going to go ahead and do 16 for now. Program prestige, we'll just keep this simple. We'll do coach prestige, and we'll do it at the lowest amount until we can figure out what he likes. Here you go. Another middle linebacker, Louisiana. Future defensive end, Jeff Blanks. Good deal. Next up, Benjamin Brown, outside linebacker. We'll just do coach prestige at the lowest. We'll do coach prestige at the lowest for Joe Craig, the defensive tackle. We got Jeff Chavis. We'll do the same thing for him. Same thing for this kid, a fullback, Cameron Archie. We'll do coach prestige here. Did I do that one correctly? And I did. John Red, athlete. Again, we're just searching for guys, or searching for the right pitch for a lot of these, and we'll figure it out eventually. Corner. We'll do coach prestige again. Again, you're just kind of shooting for, just trying to find any pitch that'll work. But I usually try to go for, anytime you're dealing with like 3-star and above, you're kind of dealing with kids who pretty much want to go to big-time schools. There's the quarterback. We're going to look at him there. Another fullback. I'll go through all the coach prestiges, and if that doesn't work for these 3 stars, I'll probably go to location maybe. But we'll deal with that in week 3. Same with this kid. He got another tackle. Looks like this kid is ready to come here. We're going to do 16th for him. We're going to keep that pipeline at Tennessee alive. Are we missing anybody? Did anybody commit elsewhere? No. So we're in good shape, as you can tell. We got 144 points left, which means we are going to use the vast majority of that for our week 2 diamonds in the rough, the sneaky guys, the guys you normally think wouldn't come here, but would like to. So let's go to all prospects and look at all of these kids that got upset that we didn't even scout them. Gee whiz. Okay, let's start off at athlete. I'm going to keep this 4-star and above. We're already going after these 2 kids. Here is one out of California. 6'7", 261. For whatever reason, he didn't like that we didn't recruit him. So let's scout him. This used to be a pipeline, by the way. We're going to write his name down. He is athlete. We're going to go T. Jones. Athlete. We will definitely scout him, and that's all I'm going to do is just scout. Let's look for any others. So now we're down to the 3 stars. Let's keep going. Quarterback. We'll go down to 4, and that's it. Here's a 4-star kid out of Rhode Island, of all places. Let's scout him. B+, A+, that all looks pretty good. I'll go ahead and put his name down. That is M. Jones at QB. And one thing I did not look at was that athlete's... was this the Jones kid? This is the one. He was already a prospect. He has his number 1 on his list. At least what I was talking about before, though, is field awareness. I just want to make sure he's smart. So I didn't think about that. So I'm going to go ahead. He really wants to come here. Let's just go ahead and go ahead and do that. He was already interested to begin with. So let's go back to the quarterbacks. I did write down this kid's name. Let's keep going. That may be the only one of the 4 stars, and that's it. Let's look at halfback. You see 2 4-star kids right here. One out of Washington and one out of Maine. We'll write both of them down just in case. Let's go put Alex Carey, halfback, and then the other guy is, if I can go hit the button, Adam Palmer. Oh, he's C+. My bad. I'm not even looking. C+ and A. So we're going to just look at Carey. There may be another 4-star interested. This is a kid that's already has us in his top 5. I'm not going to bother on that one. And that's it. We're not going to go down to the 3 stars. Fullbacks. Look at all this. Here's a fullback out of Missouri. He's really small. I'm not going to bother with that one. And we're down to the 3 stars. So I'm okay with all that. Wide receiver. We need help here in the worst way. Thank the Lord we may have a gift in this kid right here. Michael Myrick. Go back and look at this. We can scout him. Thankfully, he is smart. He seems to be fast. He can catch. He can do all that stuff. So you better believe it. We are going to scout this cat. So we're going to go M. Myrick. Wide receiver. For sure. Here's another 4-star out of North Carolina. Local kid. We can scout him. Hey, look at his awareness went up big time. His speed went down a little. His jump went down a little. But he's got great hands. That's what we need. Half of our wide receivers can't even catch. We're going to go K. Harper, wide receiver. These 2 may be the gifts we need to shore up that unit. Let's keep going. And we're down to the 3 stars. Tight end. I'm a little worried about this position. Not going to lie. We can't find enough guys. I may go down to the 3 stars to see if anybody's interested. That's the kid out of mid. Do I need to scout this kid? I may need to go ahead and let me just look at this kid. I may have no choice. I need some bodies here. So let's go ahead and just recruit him. That's fine. He's not going to be able to do a whole lot for us, even though he's super tall. But look at this. There's just no tight ends wants to come here. So you better believe it. In the regular season or preseason next year, you better believe it. We're definitely going to go after some tight ends. That's kind of worrisome about the tight end front. All right, tackle. No 5-star tackles this cycle. And narrow down to the 3-star. Let's look at the guards. Plenty of 5-star guards. We'll look here. I'm not seeing it. You go to center. We don't need to look there. Defensive end. Like this Nichols kid. I mean, do I need a kid out of Washington? I'm going to go ahead and we'll just go ahead. I mean, he's already interested in us because he's got us in his top 5. Let's just go ahead and go after him. Might as well. He's got the speed we want. He's definitely humongous. These other ones, I'm not going to waste my time on. I'm really not. I normally just don't want to go after those types of guys. They're usually just not good enough. Defensive tackle. Here's a couple kids. One out of Alabama. JUCO. Don't need one that badly. 6'8", 292. Let's look at some of these other ones. I'm not going to go reaching either. Never down to the 3 stars. How many am I going after? I got 2 listed. I think we're going to be okay. Outside linebacker. 5-star kid out of Oklahoma. Broken Arrow. Scout him. Look at this. Let's go ahead and write his name down. You just never know. If I'm not mistaken, the top middle linebacker in the country is from Oklahoma. We're going to check that here in a minute. Here's 3-star kid. I'm not going to bother. So like I said, yes, the top 2 linebackers in the country. Top outside linebacker, top middle linebacker. Both of them from Oklahoma. And this kid, we probably got a really good chance at, so I'm not going to have to write his name down. He's already interested, but we're going to at least put a scholarship on him. We're out of scholarships, which is fine. You go to corner. I don't even pay attention. This kid's 6'4", 170. Gee whiz. I'm going to go ahead. I probably need to put a scholarship on. I'm going to wait. We'll put one on Butler in the next week. I wasn't paying attention. 6'4", 170. I know he lives all the way across the country in Hollywood, California, but he's like the ideal corner. And I'm out of scholarships. I'll think about that here in a minute. Free safety. We're kind of okay at free safety, so I'm actually not worried about this, even though the top free safety in the country is interested. Gee, well, he's mad that we didn't recruit him. Let's put it that way. So Steve Freeman, S. Freeman, free safety. Might as well. I mean, look, he's the perfect free safety. Like, he's built perfectly. But that's it. That's all I'm going to do for the free safety. Strong safety. Same here. I don't really need anybody. And we got, how many points we got left? We got 52 points. Kicker, punter. Okay, I'm okay with all that. So let's go back to targets. Let me go all the way down here. We got a tight end. We got a tackle. I'm a little worried about the offensive line. Is there any position that I don't really need to go after? Athlete, tackle, tight end. Okay, we're just going to leave that as is, and we're going to spend some points on some kids. Let's max out the guys who we know we got a positive pitch on. So I'm going to go to this guy first. We're going to do the max. I want him to commit. Let's find another one. Another kid. We're going to take points off of him. We're going to put 30 on him. Make sure we've done that correctly, and we did. We're down to 5 points. So we can go... Let me find another one. Like this kid right here. I can't change that. That's too far. Let's keep going. 5 points is going to be hard to put that on a kid that's already got a positive pitch because we already got those points pretty high up on this list. We can find another one. I'm not seeing it. Like, here's another one, but see, if I take these points off, I still can't do a send to house. So I got to put no choice but to put points there. And that is it for that. So I got 5 points. I can put them on. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Let's just go ahead and go up to the very top, like this Nichols kid. Let's do 6 points here. I guess I got no choice there. Got no choice there. We're going to send the house for him. Maybe here. There we go. So we've maxed out all of our points. So let's head in to week 3 and hopefully we can pick up some commitments. And here we go. We picked up middle linebacker Jeff Blanks. 4-star middle linebacker, just incredible. He will be a future defensive end, as you can tell by his size. Defensive tackle, good. We picked up one there. I need to go ahead and write some of this down. Let me mark out. We're going to put a 1 defensive tackle. We're going to put a 1 for middle linebacker. Strong safety. I didn't even have that listed, but we got one coming in. Drew Gilmore, the ideal fit for what we're trying to do. He's a pipeline kid. We picked up these 2 athletes. I'm really curious to see where these guys are going to land, especially this kid. Look at him, 6'7", 261. Very good chance he may be playing tight end for us. Miranda, another athlete, 6 feet, 246. He may be a linebacker, maybe. I don't know. Then we got a tackle. Good. We needed another body there. So I'm going to write down tackle. We're going to put a 1 here. And those athletes, who knows where they're going to be. So that is an amazing haul after week 2. Let's go back to current targets. Let's take off guys who have committed elsewhere. Like this halfback, Michael Washington. He's going to Florida. And that is it. If I'm not mistaken, that is all of them. That was the only kid that decided to commit elsewhere. Let's go back up to the very top. We will probably, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to use that scholarship on that corner that I mentioned earlier. Let's go back to interested prospects. This kid right here, he's the one that I would prefer to go after because he's 6'4", 170. And look at that. Program prestige. Positive. Boom. We got to go after him. Let's do 12 for now. So, to say the least, that I want to get tall corners. If we look out and get this kid and that other one, Katie bar the door. So, let's go back to current targets. Here's the Blake Butler kid. We've already decided to put about 12 on him for now. Let's go to the next guy. Look at this. Steve Williams, the #1 middle linebacker in the country. He's super smart. All that good stuff. He wants a great education. Come to Durham. Next up, defensive end, Mike Nichols. We don't know what he likes yet, so we'll do phone call for now. We don't know what this kid likes. He's a 5-star Tex. We go playing time, baby. We can try that. Alton Gunn, yes, please come. We need you and that other guy to start for us. Joe Buttles, Coach Prestige. That one worked out well. We'll put points on him. Coach Prestige, that worked out well for an outside linebacker. Coaching style, we can try that for now. South Carolina kid, he doesn't know what he likes yet. Fullback. Athlete, another athlete we're going to go after. Look at that. Coach Prestige, good deal. Then you got Jack McPherson, corner. Another guy that we probably don't need, to be honest. We'll go ahead and go after him, though, because maybe these other corners may not come for whatever reason. Coaching style, we'll go ahead and do this for this quarterback. We'll do the same thing. We'll just do, we're in the 3-star levels. Let me go back. Let me go back to, let's do location for this guy instead. For 3-star and below, let's just do location. Let's do this. We will go location for this kid. Coach Prestige, good deal. We'll do 12 for now. Coach Prestige, good deal. We're going to put some points on the tight end. He may be the only kid we pick up there. And that is it. So we may end up bringing in a class that's one for the ages. I mean, like some real studs. Now, this Nichols kid went down. It looks like we went down just a little. Mississippi State's above. We may not end up getting him, but that's okay. It looks like he does not want to be anywhere near home. Him being from Washington, it's us and Mississippi State. Let's go to interested prospects. Now, all of a sudden, you see all of these other players that are interested in us. For example, you look at the athlete, T. Jones. Did I have a Jones anywhere? I do not see him. Quarterback, Michael Jones. There you go. Now we're in his top 5. We're out of scholarships. Oh, my gosh. We're actually out of scholarships. So there's no point looking at any of these kids, is there? Because we can't put a scholarship on any of them. Okay, since we're out of scholarships, what we're going to do, we got 43 points left. Let's just go ahead to current targets and max out who we can max out. For example, we're going to max out this corner. I'm going to max out. That's as far as I can max out for that kid, I guess. I can take some points off of somebody. Let's keep going. Look, how about this kid right here? No, we're just kind of stuck there. We're down to 10. Yeah. Down to 10. I can't use it there. I'm going to wait. I'm trying to find somebody we can put more points on that has a positive pitch. That's a 12-point difference. We can't do that. That may be it for these positive pitch guys. That's a 12-point difference between that and the in-home visit. Same for there. That's a 14-point difference. And that's it for all of them. So we're going to just go back and fill these 10 points wherever we can. Let's go here. Let me find one. Like this kid right here is a good example. We'll do 12, and now we're just down to 1 point. This may be kind of tough. We're going to have to find a really local kid. That's a positive pitch. There we go. We found one. Okay, we've maxed out our points. And it's so weird. We've used up all of our scholarships, so I guess that's a good thing. We'll just see if any of these guys commit. So let's go out, and let's head into the next week. You know recruiting is going well when you see a red bar on the right saying, hey, you got a lot of commitments coming in. And when you look at there, starting at the very top, corner, the #1 corner in the country, big old Blake Butler. So we're going to take that down to 1 out of California. Defensive end, Kevin Nichols. I didn't even have that listed. He's committed. Then you got 2 middle linebackers, Joey Walker, JUCO kid. And then we got Steve Williams, the #1 middle linebacker in the country, has committed. So we were kind of good at middle linebacker for a while. Then you got fullback. Good deal. We got a fullback. Cameron Archie, South Carolina. I want to turn that to a pipeline. Then another corner. We are done with corner. Alton Gunn out of Texas. Athlete. So we picked up the 3 athletes we was going after. John Redd. Good to see that. We'll see what he plays a little bit later. Eric Moore, another athlete. So every athlete that we've seriously gone after has committed. Tight end. We picked up the tight end. Now, I need to find about 2 more. That'd be great, or at least 1 more. But we're kind of good at tight end. Let me just put down a #1. Very good chance one of these athletes will go down to tight end. Another fullback. So we are good at fullback. We've locked that unit up. The only thing that worries me is that wide receiver. They're just nowhere to be found. Doesn't matter, though. We got a humongous haul coming in. All right. Let's go back to current targets. Let's take out any kids that committed elsewhere. Not a 1. Look at all these players we're getting. Gee whiz. How many do we got? We're out of scholarships still. So we need to decide where we're going to put our points at. So here's what we're going to do. If you look at middle linebacker, we got 6 guys, and we're already going after 1. I'm going to... Gosh, do we need this kid? I'm thinking future defensive ends. We kind of need to keep this kid. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go with 16 for him. We're already out of points. Jeez. Outside linebacker. Do we need outside linebacker help? We already got 5. 1's coming in. And this guy's... Is he even... We got a positive pitch. Goodness. Okay. Defensive tackle. Positive pitch. He just wants to really come here. Oh, my gosh. And we got a corner. We don't need this corner, I don't think. I'm going to... Positive pitch. Oh, my gosh. Okay, what we need to do is you look here. Our biggest problem is, I think, wide receiver, tight end, and maybe tackle. Let me go out to interested prospects. I'm trying to think of immediate need. You go to, like, wide receiver. Myrick. Look at this. There he is. He's ready to... He wants to come in. Okay. We're going to have to go after this kid, at least. And we got a 3-star kid out of Maryland. 6'7", 187. Oh, my gosh. Tight end. Nothing we can do about tight end and tackle. There's nothing we could do there. So we need to decide about these kids right here. Let's think. Let me go back to current targets. I have to decide where to cut ties at. I'm going to get rid of this sophomore. We don't need him. I'm going to go withdraw the offer. I want this quarterback right here, if I can get to him. Patrick Drew. I think he's a perfect backup for quite a while. He's just got the arm for it. Oh, he's not smart. Oh, I'm an idiot. He's not smart enough. Oh, yes, that's actually a good thing. I don't have to bother going after him. Okay, good deal. That helps. I'm so sorry. I'm sure I'm getting comments by now about, hey, he's not smart enough to be in your program. I completely forgot. The rest of these guys are B, A-. That's all good. So we're going to go back to those receivers. Now that we have 2 scholarships left, and we're going to go after those. Myrick. Look at that. Yes. Look at this wide receiver. Nope, C-. We can't do it. So we got one scholarship left. So let's go back here. We're good at middle linebacker. We don't need anybody else. Defensive end. Michael, we can't go. Is he the one that we went after? Yes, this is the kid this is the quarterback we want because he's got the smarts for it. We just don't know what he likes. So we'll put the points on him. How about that? There we go. So now we took out a quarterback that's not smart enough. We put one that's in who's probably better. And then we got that wide receiver. Now let's go back to current targets. I got 15 points left. I'm going to take this out, and we're going to do 30 there. We need this kid. He's probably our most important recruit at the moment. He would start day 1. And can we find another spot for that one extra point? We may not be able to. There it is. Defensive tackle. For some reason, we're out of points. I got nowhere else to put it. Unfortunately, we're not going to put a whole lot of points on them. But we are done. We're out of points, so let's go ahead into the final week. This is week 4. Let's head into week 5. And just like that, this is the future of our passing game, Michael Myrick. Like I said, our most important pickup, honestly, because we need help so badly at wide receiver. And then we got a backup quarterback, Michael Jones out of Rhode Island. He's the smart one of the two that we was going after. Just incredible pickups for sure. So now we are back down. We're down to no scholarships. We're still going after these two guys. I still want to go after another middle linebacker because we're feeling two needs, middle linebacker and defensive end. This guy could play either or down the road. I'm going to go max for him. And this kid right here, we're going to do 4. We got no choice. And we're out of points. That's all we can do. We're only down to 2 points. There's just nothing else we can do at the moment. So we have technically maxed out because we don't have any more scholarships to give out. And it looks like I may end up getting a whole lot more players than I was supposed to, but that's okay. All right, that was the quickest week 5 ever. Let's finish up recruiting. And it looks like we picked up another middle linebacker commitment. We needed it for future purposes down the road. So we have pretty much filled out all of our needs. I wanted to pick up one more defensive tackle, but I think we're fine there. Middle linebacker, we done good. Free safety, we got that transfer plus another big kid. Quarterback and receiver, we didn't get any halfbacks, if I'm not mistaken. I may have missed out on one. But let's go ahead and look at our signings really quickly. You go to athlete, we got 4 of them. I'm really excited to see where these guys are going to go, which positions they're going to play at. But we got the number 5, 3, 2, and 15th athlete in the country. Quarterback, this is a late pickup. 4-star kid, but he's got the arm that we were looking for. And the biggest thing is he's smart. And he's much taller than the other kid, too. Michael Jones out of Rhode Island. I can't tell the last time I picked up a kid out of that state. You look at, yep, no halfbacks, but I think that's okay. We may end up getting one of these kids to play halfback. Fullback, we got the 2 guys we want. It may have been a, strong safety. South Carolina kid, Cameron Archie, and then a kid out of Tennessee. One's a little faster, the other one's more balanced and such, but I'm really excited about both of them. And I hope I can fit or create a pipeline with South Carolina. Wide receiver, again, probably our biggest pickup of the bunch. We need this kid in the worst way. He will start the very first game next season. Tight end. We got one guy. He's the only one that was interested. At least he's tall. At least he's interested, but look at his hands. A+. So when I said I wanted a Rob Gankowski, I'm sorry. I guess that's what I ended up getting. He's built like him. He's even a little taller. He's skinny, but he's got A+ hands. So we can make do with this. Trust me, I'll find a way to get him the ball. Next up, tackle. It's another body. I'm glad we at least picked one up. He's outside of my area in Knoxville, Tennessee. Good to keep that pipeline going. A guard out of Tennessee. He's a regular season kid. Center, North Carolina, regular season kid. Defensive end, 5-star. Normally, I don't go after these type of defensive ends, but he's just like too good not to pass up. 6'4", 272, and runs a 4.6. That is a mountain of a dude moving that fast. Then you go to defense tackle. We end up getting one. That's great. I'm good with that. Kid out of Virginia. That would be a pipeline I'd love to create. Outside linebacker, 2 4-star kids. Hayden McKinney, we picked up him in the regular season. Then you got Benjamin Brown out of Florida. Then you got middle linebackers. We got the number 1, the number 3, the number 33, and the number 19 in the country. This kid's probably a future defensive end. Probably a future defensive end. He could be as well. This kid will probably be a true middle linebacker all the way. But a lot of good possibilities with that bunch. You go to corner. Huge pickup. We got the 2 that we were looking for. Both of them are really tall. 6'4", 170, and the number 1 corner in the country. Then we got the number 8 corner in the country out of Texas, 6'2", 170. Very good chance both of them will start next season. Free safety, we didn't get any, but we didn't need any because we got a transfer. Then strong safety. Drew Gilmore, I didn't even need one, but this kid really fits what I want to see at strong safety. I practically need another free safety back there, and that's what we got. 4.37, he's really smart. Good pickup. No kicker, no punter, we didn't need any. So let's go to the top classes, and look at there. The number 1 class in the country. 5 5-stars, 14 4-stars, 4 3-stars, and a partridge in the pear tree. Just an incredible pickup of talent. Arguably the best class I've picked up in quite a while. Normally, a lot of my dynasties are with schools that are like in group of 5 conferences and such. So it feels good picking up a class like this in a Power 5 league. Okay, that is all I need to see. Let's go ahead and finalize recruiting. Here we are at position changes. This is one of my favorite parts of the offseason. And here is Michael Jones, the true freshman quarterback. 78 overall. I'm curious to see what his arm looks like. 94, 84. He looks like a spitting image of Gates, except he's just a little bit taller. Great pickup. We can redshirt him. There'll be a 2-year difference between those two guys. Halfback, we're not going to have to move anybody around here. Fullback, true freshman, Cameron Archie, 76 overall. Then you got Ball. Ball's going to start for us. And we're going to redshirt Archie or Vincent, one of the two. It'll probably be Archie. We'll have Vincent backing up because Archie's a good-looking future fullback for us, for sure. Wide receiver, look who's your best wide receiver out of the gate. Michael Myrick, the true freshman. Good to see that there. The rest of that was the only wide receiver we picked up. Tight end, at least we picked up this kid right here. 76 overall, 72 speed. This kid, 80 catch? Gee whiz, I've never seen it that good for a tight end before. Wow. Wow, what a pickup. So he is a Rob Gankowski. Oh my gosh. Incredible. Look at his jump. 85. He can dunk a 12-foot rim. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep going before I get too excited. We need to move a couple guys around here. Now, we got true sophomore Philip Warren, and we got this true freshman, Kenneth Wright. I need to decide. Both of them got the same awareness, so I can probably leave that as is. We can have... I'm going to put a left tackle here. Oh, it doesn't really matter. I may need to move a guard over. That's a bad position. This is weak for us. If we can survive these tackles for a season or two, we'll be okay. But that's a big priority for us in the next recruiting cycle. Guard, we got some options here, 74 and 72. I'm okay with all of that. I don't really need... This guy's going to end up being our starter more than likely over Jackson. So I will probably put this guy a right guard, and we could do like this guy left. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Doesn't really matter. You go center. True freshman Gavin Simpson. He will probably start for us. Maybe not, because Rumsey has got the better awareness, which is good for lowering the high snaps. But I don't really have to move anybody. Nichols, out of the gate, 85 overall, 78 speed, 76 strength. He is a future left end, for sure. Now we need a right end. Who's the bigger one? We're going to put him at right. Bailey, and you have right and left. I'm okay with all that. We may not have to move anybody down the defensive end. Awesome. I kind of like all that. Defensive tackle, we got these 4 here. Here's the true freshman, Joe Craig. We can redshirt him. A lot of outside linebackers. Now, we got to cut some players. I just now realized that. We got a bunch of guys to cut down. I'm just looking. Who's going to be our starters? Jimmy McCoy, of course. A true freshman over another. Look at these 2 true freshmen. We're going to put Thornton at left, and we're going to leave those at left, and I'm okay with all that. They're all kind of a mixed bag right there of good players, no less. Look at all these middle linebackers. My goodness. We're going to have to move some guys down. We can't move any of the freshmen down. We can't move Joey Walker down. But look at some of these guys. Incredible. But these are future defensive ends. This kid right here especially, he'll be a defensive end for us, especially with that strength at 78. But I really don't need to move anybody, to be honest. Look at all those middle linebackers. We could be running a 4-4, be all right. Corner, Butler and Gunn. There you go. 99 speed. This is arguably the best corner I've ever seen. Blake Butler. 6'4", 170, 99 speed. I don't think I've ever seen anyone better than that. This kid doesn't look too bad either at 78. But we got a bunch of bodies here. I don't need to move anybody. Free safety. I wonder... Oh, yeah. We're going to just leave him there. Yeah, that's smart. Let's just leave him a free safety. So we're good here. Strong safety. We're pretty good here. I'm afraid we're going to have to cut maybe him or something. I don't want to. We'll see. Kicker, we're going to cut one of these. We'll probably cut down Feinberg. Because as you can tell, we need to cut 6 guys. And look at all these athletes. Okay, here's where things get really exciting for me. Let's see where Rudy Miranda is going to play. He could be a halfback at 76. He could play tight end a little. He could play defensive end. Interesting. 70. He could be outside linebacker at 78, 76, 74 at corner, 78. Wow, this kid can play everything. Oh, where do you play him? I'm probably going to put him at halfback. I'll probably put him at halfback mainly because we need the body there, because Drummer will be gone. Miranda could come in and help out Horton in Season 3. He's not the fastest, but look at his strength. He would be an ideal fit, and we honestly do not need him anywhere else. We're so loaded at all the positions on defense. Because especially at defensive end, we're going to move a couple linebackers down next year. I think that's where we're going to keep him. I like that. Plus, I just want to see a 250-pound halfback in my offense. I think that's going to be cool looking. Next up, Thad Jones. 70 a fullback. 68, 72 a guard. 6'7", 261. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I wish he could play some tackle, but he really can't. 72, 72, 68. Defensive end. He could play there if he wanted to. Defensive tackle, he's too thin. So I have to decide where to put him. I'm not going to put him at fullback. We got some true freshmen in there now. He could play tight end, but let's see. Tackle, tight end. Can he catch? No, he can't catch at all. So he probably needs to be playing. Oh gosh, what's he is pass block a 76 and a 78 compared to some of these other guys at tackle. He's better than this kid, but I don't know where we're going to put this kid, to be honest. That's a good decision. I don't know. Guard, again, he's too small to play guard. He just doesn't weigh enough. Defensive end, I just don't. 76, or that's his. Let's go back. 68 speed. I can't have him play anywhere on defense. He's too small to play defensive tackle. 261 just isn't going to cut it. I may have him play tight end. I think I'll probably put him at tight end. I don't mind. I can have blocking tight ends. That's no big deal. He just can't catch. Or I could put him at fullback. The problem is we got way too many. We got this guy, and we just... Oh my gosh, choices. 70 or 68. We'll put him at tight end. I'm okay with that. Let's look at John Red. Where's this kid going to play? He's a 74, halfback, wide receiver, 74. That may be a possibility. 80 at end. Man, I'm picking up some studs. Jeez. 82, 56. 80 at corner. 80 at free safety. How tall is he? He's only 6, 161. Can he play any wide receiver? 68 on the catch. The fact that of his speed, I think I'll probably put him at wide receiver. I'm okay with that. We don't need him really anywhere else. He's not tall enough to play corner. He's too small to play safety at any spots. He can't play linebacker. He's too small. So I'm okay at wide receiver. Last but not least, Eric Moore. Looks like he could play a little quarterback at 74, 68. Looks like that's all he could play is quarterback. Let's look at his quarterback skill. So he could play. He's got 82 speed. Throwing accuracy at 72, 88 of throw power. I'm okay with putting him there. That's fine. So there is our athletes. Halfback, a quarterback, a wide receiver, tight end. I got so much talent at defense that I just don't really need them anywhere else. I mean, I could probably put somebody here, but again, I got linebackers who are going to move down to defensive end here in a couple of years. This kid's going to move down. And this kid's a very good chance he may move down. So I don't need them there. I'm good here. Look all the we got good speed. Got outside linebacker. Oh my gosh, just really good choices. It's a good problem to have. So here are a bunch of future offensive talent at athlete that we're going to unleash at one point or another. Okay, let's go to training results. Now, training's not going to show a whole lot. We didn't put a ton of points here, but as you can tell, we had a bunch of kids go up +4, +6, what have you. So let's sort this by overall and go from there. Gates went up a couple, and Jones and Asack. Then you got halfbacks. Horton went up 3. That's good. Drummer went up a couple. And our 2 worst guys went up 4. That's pretty good. Fullback, Tim Ball. He's going to start for us next season, of course, at 80 overall. He went up +6. Good for him. Wide receiver, good to see Wright go up 4. Everybody else went up a couple. You go to tight end, 2 and 3. Wade, good to see him go up a little. Looks like his weight went up some. It looks like he went up, 6 pounds maybe. Tackle, this is a bit of a problem. We're going to end up cutting a couple of these kids, I'm afraid. Guard, Terry went up. He'll probably be a starting left guard. Center, Rumsey will probably still be our starting center because of his awareness. Guard, Binion will stay on the team. Marides probably won't. Right tackle, Warren went up a couple. Sherman went up a couple. Defensive end, looks like Bailey's doing fairly well. Defensive end, the other right end, or other defensive end position, I should say, done okay. Defensive tackle, linebackers, everybody went up just like a couple here and there. Corner went up 4. All of our free safeties went up the same. Strong safeties. Kicker, Surgan went up big time. That's actually a good thing. That gives me an excuse to drop Feinberg. No offense to him. Punter didn't go up whatsoever. Okay, next up is cutting players. So as you can see, we have 76 spots to cut, or 76 players. We got 76 dudes. We need 6 to cut. So we need to decide where to cut those guys. Now, I have to decide where to do this. I got a redshirt sophomore here. That's a 72. We were probably 82 speed. I really don't want to cut that. Let's just keep going. Halfback. Let's find some true dead weight. We got any dead weight here? A wide receiver. This kid may go because we need more. I may just cut him. Tight end. I'm not going to cut any. Oh gosh, that's kind of a. I don't know what to do here. I probably. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut him because we need more bodies here at tight end. That's going to help attract more tight ends if we can get that. The same with wide receiver. I think that's one of the reasons why we struggled to get wide receivers to begin with was because we had enough bodies on the team already. So cutting that other guy, I think it's going to help a little bit. So we cut that tight end. I'm okay with that. Tackle, we're going to cut one of these. I'm going to cut this guy. I'm cutting him because we're going to have a senior left over, which means we're going to have a lot of tackles interested in coming next season. I think that's a smart play. Then you got guard, the same here. Senior, I'm going to cut him. That should bring in more talent next year, I would think. I'm okay with that. That's set up right there. Center, I'm going to cut one here. I'm going to cut senior. I want to attract another good. I'm going to cut this freshman. No, well, let's just cut this senior. I'm fine with that. Next up, defensive end. I can cut this Moore kid. He's not going to be useful to us whatsoever. And just like that, we're down to 70. I'm okay with that. So hopefully all that made sense what I did at wide receiver and tight end. Especially like at tight end. We're going to have people wanting to come next year because we're going to have some spots left. At least I would think we would. So we got 2 freshmen and a sophomore. Wide receiver, we dropped that senior. That should hopefully help a little bit there. Okay, so you go back to your all roster list, and we're right at 70. Okay, let's go on to the next thing, which is the depth chart. Here is the depth chart. I normally don't do anything in this spot because we will handle that in the preseason. So we're going to head on over into the next season. We're going to look at our roster as a whole. And here is our roster for our 3rd season in our Duke Dynasty. As you can tell, we have 70 players. I know it says 69, but that's because we got one guy that's transferring, and he's sitting out this year. But our top player, Big Joe Horton, and he's a first-team All-American, it appears. And we don't have anybody in the 90s, but that will change here in a couple of seasons. So let's go position by position. Justin Gates is going to be our starter for the next couple of seasons until he decides to leave. Then the true freshman, Michael Jones, he's picked number 10. I'm fine with that. We can leave that there. And we got a few other guys here. Several guys who could run a little bit. That's the reason why I didn't want to cut this kid. 82 speed, you just never know. If we have a bad problem with injuries, he can be there for us, so we can work with that. Halfback, again, Joe Horton. He is an impact player. Just want to make sure no quarterbacks for impact guys. Horton is an impact dude. Drummer's going to be right behind him. We're going to redshirt Miranda. That kid's going to be an absolute stud for us at halfback. Again, he's like a Ron Dane type. 246 pounds. That's honestly the only reason why I put him in halfback. I just want to see him run. And Brooks and Boyette, we're in good shape here. But Miranda is pick 34. I'm okay with that. But to be honest, I don't normally like to do this. 34 isn't there, so we're going to just leave it as is. Like I said, I don't normally fool around with the numbers, but I was going to actually change it to 33 because he reminded me of Ron Dane, but we'll leave it at 34. Maybe he could be just a little bit better than Ron Dane. That'd be cool. Fullbacks, Tim Ball, then you got the two freshmen, 43 and 41. Cameron Archie, and then you got Anthony Vincent. I'm good with all of that. Wide receiver, Myrick is 83. We are going to change that. I want to give him a better number than that. I can either go back and see what ranking he was for a wide receiver. Was he the number 1 receiver? Can we give him number 1? Is that available? We can try that. 2 is it? 4. I was going to give him number 5. I'm going to go back and give him a different number. Maybe 11 is available. We can give him 11. How about that? 8 plus 3 is 11. We'll give him number 11, just like Grant was in our Hawaii Dynasty. That's the only reason I picked 11, just 8 plus 3. No, let's give him 8. I think I'm going to give him 8. I think that was an option. I'm going to give him 8 because he's an 80 overall. That way we know how far he came. So we're going to give him number 8. How about that? That was the only freshman we picked up. Tight end, Little Rob Jr., where's he at? Jason Parker, 86. I'm fine with that. I'm not too... we can give him something better, I guess. We can give him something a little bit different. He's 6'10". Can we give him something a little bit different? 6'10". How about... Let's go back this way. 6'10". How about give him something really weird? 86. I don't know what we're going to give him. We need to give him something. 4, 2, I don't know. We'll come up. Oh, we'll give him 4. 10 minus 6 is 4. How about that? That's going to be an odd number for a wide receiver or for a tight end, but I really don't care. So that's probably what we'll go with there. That's pretty cool. Okay. Tackles, I don't care who has what here in terms of the... Oh, yeah, let's go back to tight end. Did we pick up... We moved a kid. Yes, Thad Jones, 6'7", 261. Looks like we're not going to register any of these kids. So guess what? Parker's going to be starting quite a bit. So is Jones. That's going to be pretty cool to see. But we can leave Thad Jones at 89. Tackle, we did pick up one kid, Kenneth Wright at 72 out of Knoxville. Then you got the guards. Did we get one kid? We did. Michael Jackson, 74 for him. Center, we picked up true freshman Gavin Simpson at 63, which is fine. Defensive end, Kevin Nichols at 98. Do we want to give him something different? What can we give him? 85, we can give him 3 or something. I don't know. He was the number 1 defensive end coming out, if I'm not mistaken. But 98 is pretty cool. I'm okay with 98. Let's go. Defensive tackle, we picked up one kid, Joe Craig, at 95 overall. Outside linebacker, Jimmy McCoy's an impact player. We picked up several freshmen. Here's a 48 with Hayden McKinney. Another freshman, Benjamin Brown at 52. Middle linebacker, you got Joey Walker at 58. Steve Williams at 53. Joe Buttles at 45. Jeff Blanks at 33. That's a great number for him. That's just a unique number. We'll put him down at defensive end here in a couple of seasons. Good pickups all around. Corner, there's number 5. Blake Butler, we'll keep him at number 5. I'm okay with that. Jabari Marshall is number 1. We're going to let him have it. Then number 9 for Alton Gunn. I'm going to let him have that number. That's a good single-digit number. You go to free safety, 49 for Ashley Brown. I'm okay with that. Odd number for a free safety, but I think that's what he was at Penn State. He may have been 46 or something, so we can leave it. And then, let's see, for strong safety, we did pick up another kid, Drew Gilmore, 74 overall, number 26. And I didn't even get rid of that kicker. I should have gotten rid of that kicker. That's okay. We done fine. We got rid of the guys we didn't need. And that is it for all your freshmen. So come on back. In our next video, we will go through our preseason shenanigans for Season 3. Going to do some more recruiting, set up the schedule, all that good stuff. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.